Hey guys, I'm back again. Thanks for joining us. It's been a few months since I made a new video, but we got the house set up and a lot of space to work with. Over half an acre is a new shop. Give it a little quick tour. Got some projects we're working on. Love the privacy. It's over half an acre. So we've been really busy working on this house. However, I wanted to show you this hidden gem that was here. So obviously the shed is nice. It's a little over 300 square feet. So I'll be making a lot of videos out of here. And this came with the house. 30-year-old John Deere tractor. Just took the hood off. This thing wasn't running. I don't know how long it was sitting, but they left it with the house. And as you can tell, it's definitely an old model, LX 176. And there's the date of manufacture, February of 92. So 30 years old. Wanted to see, what it would do. I've never had one of these before. Pretty mechanically inclined, so I figured I could figure something out on how to get it to run. So I'll show you a little bit here what we have. First things first, of course, I noticed that the battery was old, so I replaced the battery. Got this at Walmart for about 30, I think it was about 30 bucks, $30 to $40 for a new battery. First thing I did after that, I got a kit from Amazon. I took the the air cleaner off, put a brand new air filter in here. I can show you a more specific video on that later. Carb cleaner, I did some carb cleaning on this. I took the whole carburetor off, the base, these bolts here, and I took the whole thing apart, assembled it, cleaned all that gunk and nasty carbon buildup that was there. Of course, I wanted to do a fresh oil change, which is right here. Kind of hard to get a bucket in there to change that, but I was able to make it happen, turn the wheel, and got in there a little bit. So I did all that, and obviously I wanted to do a full tune-up. So in addition to cleaning the carb, I got the fuel filter changed. That was pretty simple. And oil change, of course, new oil filter, air filter. Still wasn't working after the battery was installed. So kind of played around with it. Like I said, I've never figured this out before. There's no manual that came with this. I figured everything out myself. So I still couldn't get it to start. I got it to start once, and then it stalled, it died. So I started it again, couldn't get it started a bunch of times. So I took the fuel pump off and replaced this. This was a $10 part from Amazon. Got that replaced. So that's brand new. I checked all the hose lines. Everything seemed good. Put fresh fuel in it. I made sure that there was no other water or air in the gas lines. Took them all off and drained them and tipped them upside down and made sure there was fuel coming out and made sure the fuel pump worked. So when I went to start it, a little bit of fuel would spit out. So I figured that was still fine, but I got everything replaced. Still couldn't get it running. A couple things to note. I figured out that you had to put the brake down when you're going to start it, which is right here, and raise the deck up. That has to be in the up position, probably for safety, of course, but I don't know because I've never had one of these. And there's a safety switch behind the seat, which is probably back here. I think it's right there. So it detects, of course, there's weight on the seat. You can't start if there's nothing on there. We checked the fuel cap. There's a little hole here. Sometimes that can get clogged. So I made sure that was cleared out. Took the air compressor and cleaned that out as well. So that was good. So figured that out, how to start it, or at least how to try to start it. That still wasn't working. So, of course, with the tune-up, like I said, I replaced the one spark plug, which is right here. Now, the only other part that I figured out was why it wasn't starting is this switch right here. It's the igniter switch. It's the BM11. Here's the old one. I replaced this. It was a $10 part. Got everything started up again, put fresh fuel in it, and it started right up. So clearly that was great. Now, next thing to know that, after I got this set up, I was having issues with cutting. So I went to go cut the grass, and it wasn't cutting right. I was like, is this even cutting? So I couldn't really tell what it was doing. It didn't seem like it was cutting great. So I figured out I wanted to replace the blades. Took the blades off. The blades were in rough shape. I had to figure out how to take this deck mower off. So right here, I can show you a video on how to do that later. This has to come across, this has to come apart from the front. And then there's a couple of hinges up in here under the back. You gotta unscrew, and then there's levers here. You gotta take those out, and then take the whole deck lid off. And then, although you can replace the blades without taking this off, it's just easier if you lift it up. So I had to raise the front wheels off the ground, give it a little lift. Replaced the blade, still wasn't cutting right. Said, okay, now I gotta figure out something else. So got the belts changed, or at least the mower belt. So this is a 38-inch deck. I got the part for about 25, 30 bucks. The blades were about $40 from Amazon. So about a couple $100 to get this thing running good. I mean, the headlights don't work on it. It's a little beat up, but overall, this thing runs great once I can start it up here. Let's see if I can start it. Sometimes it takes a minute. Obviously the seat's in rough shape, but don't really care about that. Okay, battery lights on. Keep in the choke position. Brake, and then the deck lid is up. Let's see if it starts. Okay, got up, and the safety switch was working because it didn't detect that I was sitting there. So that works, that's it. And I'm gonna make some more videos from here. If you guys want to see any specifics on what I did or how I changed anything, I'd be happy to make some more videos. But again, stay tuned for more DIY house projects, and then we'll take it from there. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm excited to show you guys some more.